and I don't mean to be dramatic. I do have a natural talent for it, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. It is not hyperbole when I tell you that this movie is so catastrophically awful. It is so painfully dull and joyless that it is actually kind of impressive. I saw Joker Folie last night for you guys, okay? That's how much I care about you. That's how committed I am. I have an insatiable work ethic, just ask anyone who knows me. And despite the fact that I did find it kind of rock and roll that Todd Phillips went into this movie with seemingly the express intention of pissing off and alienating all of the fans of the original Joker, I kind of knew that I was probably not gonna love it. However, it genuinely surprised me with how thoroughly disappointing it was in every single regard. It breaks every potential promise it could make to any potential audience member. And part of that does seem to be intentional because it seems like Todd Phillips was kind of desperate to walk back everything that the first film set up, but it also fails to follow through on the promise of being a bright and bombastic movie musical starring Lady Gaga. Like, I don't know why you would tell us that that's what it is when you are so clearly resentful of movie musicals. And listen, I get it. I know that musicals are a hard sell for modern audiences. They are not my favorite genre. But if you appreciate the film and the history of film even a little bit, you have got to understand that some of the greatest films ever made are movie musicals. And I don't understand why you would even try to make a film like this if you seemingly hate the genre so much. Not only are there no like major song set pieces, but the vast majority of the songs are sung by quietly mumbling while a character looks out of a green-toned window. Like, I cannot stress enough how just boring this movie is. As a rule, I never walk out of movies. I think that if I'm going to be critical of a film or even shit talk it, like, I owe it to the film and the artists who made it to sit through the entire runtime. That's the least I can do. And I did not walk out of this movie, but I do feel like every second that I sat there, I grew more resentful of the time that it was taking from me. That's how painful this film was to watch. And ultimately, films are really hard to make, okay? I understand that it's a gamble every time an artist makes a film. And especially going into a film like this with as much baggage as Todd Phillips seemed to have, like, I sympathize. I really do. I'm not trying to be intensely negative, but ultimately I just don't think this film had anything particularly interesting or poignant or relevant to say. It sucks that Lady Gaga was so completely wasted in this film. Like, it's Lady Gaga and she's supposed to be playing Harley fucking Quinn and we got Lee. But it also just sucks to yet again have a story where there is one female character and she is grossly underwritten to serve as the delusion fuel for the male character. Like, I don't care if that's by design. I don't care if it's supposed to illustrate something about Arthur or society or men. Like, you can tell stories that are critical of all of those things without cutting women from your narrative entirely. And it just feels like Lee was not a real character. She was a fucking fantasy, and I'm going to stop ranting. I didn't like it. I don't think many people are going to like it. I honestly wouldn't waste your time, but to each their own.